So I've been debating on filming this for a couple of days now, but it was today that I felt like I had the energy to film this. This isn't a regular video or anything. Um, and thanks to my tea, which just came today, and this is the first time I've tried this tea, and this is the first one I've opened. These are those yogi teas that have like the sayings on the little piece of paper and everything. And it said, say what you mean and mean what you say. So I was like, I'm gonna film this. And what I'm about to read you is actually a stream of consciousness that I filmed back for 33 Days of Holidays, but that video didn't happen, and so I lost it, and I liked, or I vibed with what I said in that stream of consciousness, so I tried to uh, write it all down in a Tumblr post to just have that stream of conscious on paper, or like have a copy of it somewhere. So, and I decided to film this because the stream of consciousness talked about YouTube and the FCC and the correlation between the two, which is money. And now with how YouTube started the year and just with everything else going on in the world, I thought, why not? So this, I named this Tumblr post the 33 Days of Holidays, the Lost Videos. So, this has really been bugging me, because the day that my hard drive stopped working was the day of Christmas, which I made a DIY video, and then the next day was a conspiracies video about fluoride being in the water, and then the day after that was a stream of consciousness in which I called out all the YouTubers. Why would I call out all of the YouTubers? Because when money is literally being made on putting people of color in jail, then you support a slave system, which is a slave system on so many levels besides putting people of color in jail. I've been listening to YouTubers trying to raise money for certain things. I've been listening to YouTubers talk about the algorithm and the demonetization apocalypse and how they are no longer being paid anymore. This was the single most emotional video I have made by far. YouTubers have a platform, and I feel like they squandered it for money. To pay taxes for shelter, food, water, and electricity. The things that are actually required for your body to function and survive. And we are paying people so that we can survive instead of thrive. Does that not feel weird? No. Does that not feel wrong to anyone? It wasn't too long ago that we were throwing tea into a harbor and setting the ship on fire, which I'm not condoning violence because an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. YouTubers never got paid when YouTube first started, and I kind of honor YouTube for the demonetization because I watch people with a hella of a platform, instead of fighting for an actually free world, watch them flee to Patreon. Instead of fighting for a world in which money didn't have to be a thing, I sat and I watched as they became fearful of taxes and the such, which I 113% understand. But what if you had taken 30 seconds to say that money is a bunch of bullshit? You have to pay for food and water, the two things you literally require to live. People are out there making money off people's suffering. People are making money off survival. Everyone says that it's a fat chance that we could achieve an actually free world, or that it's impossible. Let me just say, that's a bunch of bullshit. Money is literally a human construct, along with things like society's views on sexuality and how society should run, or even what a human is, or, or even what it is to be human. Money is a human construct. How much food gets thrown out of stores before it gets bought? What if you didn't have to pay for that food? How fast would it leave the store? Companies put out more when people aren't looking for it, and then hold supply when it becomes in demand, all in the name of economy. Companies collect data on who buys what. So why not just give everyone a plastic card that keeps the data of things that people would get? Like, all it really takes is some common sense. If you have a 5-room house, bathrooms included, then who needs more than 5 TVs? Maybe if you game, then you can have an extra monitor just for funsies. And you know what? You can trade TVs then if you want to try a different brand. Still the same system, just without the money. The system isn't working if there are people out there miserable. The system isn't working if one person died out there on the street because it was freaking cold. If the system isn't working, then it's not the system that is going to fix itself. You don't have a computer problem and expect the computer to fix itself. You have to run diagnostics, anti-spyware, anti-malware. Shit, you might even have to buy a new frick-fracking computer. I heard the word money so many times last year that it makes me ill. Physically ill when I hear it. And the reason I called the YouTubers out wasn't only because of demonetization, but because of net neutrality. If the shit don't get fixed, we're gonna have to pay for the content we view, and because the FCC didn't do their fucking job to protect net neutrality, that content is also going to be susceptible to corruption. I'm highly disappointed in a majority of my subscriptions because you didn't fight for the future. The ASPCA asks you for donations to continue to help animals. Cancer and other disease centers ask you for donations to help people. Instead of saying money is bullshit, or instead of saying money is a bullshit slavery system, the ASPCA asks you for donations to continue to help animals. Cancer and other disease centers ask you for donations to help people. Instead of saying money is a bullshit slavery system and saving those lives anyway. Some kids shouldn't have to wait for a donation that could aid the research by a syringe. Some kids' parents shouldn't have to worry about having shelter or water or food in the first fucking place. It should be a human right to shelter, food, and water. You can live 3 days without water, 2 weeks without food, and a couple of hours without shelter? There are millions of people around the world living on the streets while houses stay empty. Does that not feel sketch to you? Instead of sharing research with other countries, how about work with other countries to create cures and help get the whole of humanity into space? Which brings me to the education system. Because I see the meme too many times that gasps of learning that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, instead of learning how to balance a checkbook and how to pay taxes. Maybe teachers know that money is a bunch of bullshit. You know what? We should be learning in school? How far down do our cells break down? How to grow food? How to make food out of that food you grew? So do you know how to make a Twinkie? You want kids to learn math and science. Teach them how to build a phone. Teach them how to build a TV, how to create their own internet, their own MP3 player. Teach them how to build a spaceship. Most governments around the world experimented in parapsychology, MKUltra, and now lie to your face when they say that they haven't continued that research or that there isn't an Area 51. Teach them kids how to do telekinesis so that when someone points a gun in their face, they can turn that shit into sand. Teach kids how to be kind, responsible, and open-minded. Teach kids how to build an eco-friendly house. Teach them how to build solar panels. So those things require math and science. Actually teach kids something instead of how to be trained dogs that just take orders. Let them fucking piss. You do know that teachers are required by school boards to keep your work that you've done for years. School feels more like an experiment than an educational institution. Like you could teach kids surgery in school. Like Dr. Sandra Lee Pimple Popper cut out this big-ass lipoma out of some guy's neck. Cut him open, popped it out, and closed him back up. That shit might come in handy in a natural disaster. YouTube could be a good learning tool when used correctly. And you know what? People of color weren't allowed to go to schools at points in time so that the population could be controlled. You know what that sounds like? Paying for college. Paying for a higher education. Money dictates if you get to go to college. Money dictates what sort of education you receive even from a pre-K level. Money dictates if you have water. Money dictates if you have food. Money dictates if you have heat or AC. Money dictates whether you get a home. Money dictates transportation. Money dictates what sort of health care you receive. Money can dictate whether or not you go to jail or not. Money dictates illegal wars. Money dictates classified or top secret information. Money dictates if you get cremated or buried. Money dictates artwork. Money dictates psychic readings. Money. Insurance commercial, insurance commercial, insurance commercial. Car lot commercial, car lot commercial, car lot commercial. Money, money, money. Dirty politics. You literally pay people money so that if you're in an accident or if something happens to you or your belongings, that you will be covered. Why not just be covered in the first place? Why does it require money? Why does it require money to do the right thing? Money seems fine, right? But is it really? But is it really fine when millions of people are out there on the streets? There are probably more articles of clothing than ants on planet Earth. Chemotherapy is mustard gas research from World War II, and you have people treating cancer with cannabis and ending up with dead balls of cancer. Literal dead balls of cancer. But it's still illegal over most of North America. You know what? You want to kill cancer, but ignore the dead cancer balls? It's one thing to be woke. It's another to be enlightened. And it's another to be lifted. You may be woke now. Now how about getting enlightened? Because I know what this post sounds like. Some YouTube wannabe who is lazy. I know I sound crazy. I'm a homosexual male witch who practices telekinesis with mental illness. I know all about the crazy. But I can feel it, Mr. Krabs, and it's saying that something ain't right. Not if you have millions of people on the streets. You want to get druggies off the streets? Then put the drugs in the hospitals so that they will be clean. That way people won't have to use dirty needles. Hire people. Oh, look, job creation. To be there to talk to them while they're high off their fucking ass, instead of treating them like they are sick or that they are undesirables of society that belong in jail. They aren't these things. Somewhere inside, something broke. You can't force a person off a drug unless it comes from within inside them. Forcing them off a drug could literally kill them. Hospitals are just big drug dealers that are protected by the law. There is fluoride in the water. The government will tell you that it's not harmful in small quantities, but when does it stop being a small quantity if it's in the water? The toothpaste. I haven't brushed my teeth in months because I haven't found one aisle to include non-fluoride toothpaste, and I'm too broke as fuck to make my own. It's in the mouthwash. If you're using the water in any kind of food, then you're eating fluoride too. And that's not including if chemtrails are a true story or not. Fluoride is in everything. So when does it stop being a small quantity? How's Flint doing? And all of that is dictated by money. And my reputation might take a hit, but you know what? At least I fucking said something. Since all the other YouTubers in my subscription aren't, I can hear nature. I know something isn't right. I'm about to sit here and be the change I want to see in the world. I'd burn the money I just got for the holidays if I didn't think that it was illegal. And I'm sure someone would say, well, that money could have gone to a charity to be helpful. But my counter? Is it going to be more helpful to comply to a slave system? Or is it going to be more helpful to change the world for millions of future civilians? You want to call me lazy and not a productive member of society? Tell me this. Is it more productive to pay money to help animals, or is it more productive to just fucking help the animals? Is it more productive to be enslaved to a corrupt system, or is it more productive to give the system an upgrade? A job and money work in tandem, but they are indeed two completely different things. If you have a product in the store, then you are offering a product or a service. Now, Earth only has so many resources, so obviously it would really make you upgrade your company to make sure you don't kill the planet. But common sense. If it's one thing I learned in 2017 is that I'm done. I really have a tiff with the Progressive commercials because you still have to pay for coverage. Instead of being progressive, how about we finally get progressed? We are supposed to be the hierarchy of the ecosystem, but we sure as hell ain't acting like it. Like, what the actual fuck are we doing? If you have a product to provide, then provide it. If you can't provide, then don't. How many wars started over money or resources? How many lives have we lost? You want me to honor the fallen and those who serve? Instead of showering the earth in bullet fire, put back my forests, clean my water, save people during natural disasters, or, if there's a cat in a tree or some shit. Any soldier who has fallen should be honored that way, not in a blood-soaked earth. Where is the humanity in killing someone unless it's the absolute last option? Not even Aang killed Fire Lord Ozai, even though the Fire Nation wiped out all of the Airbenders. I need more out of my 90s kids. Get money the fuck out of cannabis and shrooms, especially while they're under prohibition. Y'all better stop killing people over that shit. You're dirty. You're dirty. I don't know how to say this word when I wrote it. You are dirtering. You are dirting. You're filthing up a good thing, and it's kinda pissing me off. I've watched a playing card levitate. Don't make me have to fucking element bend because I'm fucking tired. Like for real, I'm tired as shit. This is about to be the year of recovery for me. But you know what? The Illuminati may have tried to silence me, but the future is gonna be different because I decided to say something, even because I decided to say something, even if it was just a little bit. You had a chance to change the world with your platform, and you ran to Patreon. Let me be the first to shove a box of tea into the ocean. Hell, let me levitate this whole fucking ship. Welcome to 2018, motherfucker type shit. Welcome to the second year of the resistance. Money. Leave that shit in 2017. P.S. Politicians were ignoring calls during the defending of net neutrality unless you were some kind of lawyer. If this is true, then who's to say this doesn't happen over various other topics? You want me to play a part in politics? Then give me people worth trusting. If you aren't up there moving the sled for a worthwhile society, then it's time for deconstruction and time for some damn re-election. If you ain't doing your job correctly, then you should be able to have your place re-elected. Oh, the system ain't working for the people anymore? Magna Carta time. And then this was up 1 or 2 weeks. And then the Golden Globes came on TV. And I enjoy watching the Golden Globes. I like to see people get awarded for the work that they do. But one thing really got me, and I just thought about it. I was like, collectively, this group of people becomes the 1%. There's a lot of money sitting in that room, whether it's a person, jewelry, clothing, or decoration. There's a lot of money sitting in that room. And then the Hollywood, or the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press, came out and created 2 grants worth $1 million each. And like I said, the word money makes me physically ill. Like right now, it's got my stomach turned the wrong way. So while the Oscars was on, I was on Tumblr. I was like, money is disgusting. And I know that 99.99999999999% of the population would disagree with me. And I'm pretty sure it made people on Tumblr think less of me. But the next day I was like, let me go and clear some of my thoughts up. So I created another post. This one, it doesn't have a title or anything. And it says, just to clear something up from last night. Charity equals great. But money, that shit's fucking gross. 2 grants, $1 million each. When it took $19.5 million to make The Shape of Water. And then it received $21.7 million at the box office. My issue is that there is probably close to $1 billion sitting in chairs, whether that be an actual person, jewelry, clothing, or decorations. The award shows at the beginning of the year have a large platform and you continue to push money instead of leaving that shit in 2017. Instead of saying, hey, this is who needs help. Hey, this is what needs to change. Hey, this is the shit that needs to get done. I can't remember who said that there needs to be change in the world, which collectively was plenty of award receivers, but there was one person that stood out. I can't remember the dude's name. But I can't think of a better change than doing away with money and just doing the fucking thing anyway. People should never have to wait on a donation that could save them and or change their life. I don't understand how a room full of people who collectively or not become part of the 1% and continue the use of money when the 99% is still here. Oh wait, I can. That's right, the 99% is also here. You could have literally started a change in the world the likes not one person has ever seen with a few words. That's what it would have cost you, is a couple of words. But that's okay. The SAGs are coming, and if not then you have the Oscars. Imagine if just a few words, instead of donating to charity to help homelessness, you pay for shelters, or imagine if just a few words, instead of donating to charity to help the homelessness, to pay for shelters, gave the homeless one of these empty houses that sit out here all empty. Just a few words to speak out against taxes on shelter and water and electricity. Not too long ago we got hella pissed about taxes on tea, but now you won't say a few words on taxes on things that we literally require to live. Just a few words along with time's up. The time you don't have to say me too. People shouldn't have to be fighting to survive. We don't live in caves. We aren't savagely tearing at a live animal with our teeth anymore, which is debatable. We should be thriving instead of surviving. Like I said in my previous post, see 33 Days of Holidays, the Lost videos, I will levitate this fucking tea ship if I have to. You want to change and see change in the world? Okay. Come the Oscars, I'll be watching to see who is willing to hit the power up for the rock that is already rolling. But money? That shit's fucking gross. How can you use money when the white man in the White House was granted a small loan of $1 million when he was growing up, when that same man grew up around the rich 1%? And we see what it has done to him and plenty of other people who you are no longer allowing fame in Hollywood. Money makes the world go wrong. You want to save people? Just fucking do it. You want to end homelessness? Just fucking do it. You want to end hunger? Just fucking do that shit. You want to help and save women? You best just fucking do that shit. You want to save the animals? Just do it. Just do it. No more this country, that country. It's time for this planet. Time's up. Money. That shit's gross. Leave that shit in 2017. Come the Oscars. Say what you mean what you say. I meant that shit.